A new witness is expected to take the stand today in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. The gun found in possession of accused number 3, Mthobisi Mncube, when he was arrested in an unrelated case back in 2015, was in the spotlight on Friday in the High Court in Pretoria. The court hearing how Colonel Mangena deposed to a statement where he said the exhibit bag with Mncube's gun was not sealed when he booked it out in 2020. Now, this was revealed during cross-examination of Captain Bonginkosi Mtshali, who was in charge of the storage facility when the firearm was booked out for investigations in the Meyiwa case. Well, our reporter, Mnisi, is in fact following this particular story. He joins us live from Pretoria. Linda, good morning to you. The gun that is in the spotlight. Explain to us why it is an exhibit of significance.
Well, Oli, essentially you'll remember that Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed in 2014, and the state is still taking the court through the investigations that were conducted and how, the accused were arrested. You'll remember accused number 3 in particular, Mthobisi Mncube, was arrested back in 2015, but it was for an unrelated case, and in his possession there was a firearm which was recovered, and a number of ammunition, around 28, if I'm not mistaken, were found in his possession. Those were taken for ballistics for that particular case that he was arrested for, and then returned back. An instruction was given in 2017, Crowley, given that the investigations had concluded, it was given for the firearm to be destroyed, but there were a number of delays that led to it not being destroyed, including paperwork, and the witness testifying that it could take up to 3 years for that process to be concluded. 5 years down the line, Colonel Mangena, who's investigating the Senzo Meywa murder case, comes to that storage facility in Cleveland, asks for that particular firearm to be taken for ballistics, but he deposes a statement in which he indicates that the exhibit bag was not sealed when he collected the firearm, which is quite important, Oli, given the fact that there is, of course, a lot of questions around the preservation of evidence and the manner in which evidence was kept. Now, this Captain Mtshali concedes could indicate that there was, tampering, and he says if that was the case, he would have been compelled to depose a statement indicating why the exhibit bag was left open. But he disputes that it was open, because the question that was put to him by the defense was whether or not he could dispute that there was evidence that the firearm could have been exchanged at that particular time, and whether we know for a fact that this was still the same firearm that was recovered from Mncube in 2015. So those were the questions that he was facing. The originality of the firearm, is it still the same firearm, given the fact that Colonel Mangena, who's investigating that particular matter in the Senzo Meywa murder case, who's also a ballistics officer, came and collected the exhibit bag, but he found it open. So he was also asked about the serial number, because you'll remember the court previously heard that when the firearm was recovered, the serial number on it had been scratched out. But a different police officer, Masondo, who arrested Mncube back in 2015, told the court previously that they managed to trace the owner of that firearm, who was a Fidelity security guard, and he explained the circumstances around how he lost the firearm. But Captain Mtshali tells the court that in fact they never found the owner of that particular firearm, and if the owner of the firearm was found, the instruction wouldn't be to destroy it. So that was the evidence that the court was hearing on Friday.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for putting us in the picture there. We'll see what happens in this case today when it resumes in the next hour.